Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're doing a really deep dive into the code of creation itself, a secret that's been hiding in plain sight in the very first verse of the Torah. We're going to unpack this foundational mystery about a primal voice, its destined mate, and this incredible connector that brings them together to literally form reality. So, let's jump right in.
Okay, so to really get this, we have to go back in time, all the way to Mount Sinai. The Torah says something absolutely baffling, and all the people saw the sounds. Now, just stop and think about that for a second. How do you see a sound? This isn't just some beautiful poetry. No way. It's a massive clue. It's telling us that the kol, the primal voice of creation, it's not just something you hear. It's a fundamental creative force, a living current of energy that's so real, so primal, you can actually perceive it as light.
Exactly. And that, right there, brings us to the first piece of this incredible puzzle. The voice is always seeking its mate. You see, the Zohar explains that this primal kol, this voice, is like a pure, undifferentiated signal of raw creative potential. But here's the thing about potential. It can't just exist on its own. It's incomplete. So it's constantly broadcasting, constantly searching for a counterpart, a partner, to receive it and actually give it shape and form.
Yeah, let's really zoom in on this idea of kol. The Zohar describes it in this incredibly cinematic way. Imagine a radiant current of sound just flowing out from a divine palace, a brilliant wave of light and vibration. It's not a word yet. It's not a specific command. It's the raw potential for a command. It's a signal of pure intention, but it's totally incomplete until it finds its other half.
And this all hinges on a core concept in Kabbalah, something called Zivug, which basically means sacred pairing. The idea is that creation never happens with just one thing. It always happens through the union of two complementary forces. So on one side, you have the masculine potential, this call, this unformed signal. And on the other, you have the creative actuality, Dibor, which is articulated speech. The signal needs a structure. The potential needs a vessel to hold it. Without this union, the voice, it just echoes into eternity, achieving nothing.
Right. So we have these two primal forces, right? We've got a broadcasting signal of pure potential, and we've got this receiving vessel that's ready to give it structure. The billion-dollar question is, how do they connect? I mean, what makes that happen? Well, the answer is hidden in one of the tiniest, most often overlooked words in the entire Torah, the word et. And what we're about to see is that this little word isn't just grammar. It's the master protocol for the entire operating system of reality.
Okay, so the Zohar is basically describing a divine communication system, and honestly, the best way to get it is to think of it with a modern tech analogy. The sender is that primal voice, the call. That's the core system, the infinite source code. The receiver is its mate, the dibor. That's the user interface that makes it understandable. And the connector, the absolute key to the whole thing, is the word et. It's the protocol, the API, that ensures a perfect, seamless connection between them. And when that system runs, it creates the environment, our manifested reality governed by what we call the laws of nature. It's a complete, perfectly synchronized execution.
Okay, but the real secret, the absolute magic, is in how et works. This tiny two-letter word holds an unbelievable secret. It starts with Aleph, the very first letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which represents the primal singular source of everything. And it ends with Tav, the very last letter, representing the final complete manifestation. So et is literally the mystical bridge containing the entire alphabet, the complete set of instructions that allows the pure raw signal of Aleph to perfectly interface with the structured, finished reality of Tav. It ensures the transmission is absolutely flawless.
So what's the result? What happens when this perfect connection is made, when the voice finally unites with its mate through this et protocol? Well, something amazing is born. A stable, harmonious, unified field of reality comes into being. And the Torah gives this field a name, Shamayim, the heavens.
So when you read that first verse, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim, it's not just a sentence, it's a formula. It's telling us that in the beginning, God created the connector protocol et that allows for the creation of a synchronized field, hashamayim. And get this, the word shamayim itself is a perfect fusion of opposites. It's made from esh, which means fire, and mayim, which means water. It is literally the name for a state of perfect harmony, where two completely contradictory forces are held together in a stable, beautiful, creative balance.
And the Zohar, man, it paints this absolutely stunning picture of what this unified field actually looks like. It describes it as this dynamic dance of colored light. You have this radiant pulse of white light. That's expansive kindness, the pure giving force. And it's intertwined with this deep, pulsing red light. That's focused structure, the force that creates boundaries. And the result of their perfect harmonious interplay, a vibrant, living green light. That green light is the stable field of Shamayim. It is the color of life, the color of harmony.
Okay, so here's where this gets really powerful. Because this isn't just some ancient story about how the sky was made. Not at all. What the Zohar is actually revealing is a cosmic blueprint. It's a universal pattern that governs creation at every single level, from how galaxies form, all the way down to the dynamics in our own relationships and projects. This isn't just cosmology. It's a math for how reality actually works.
Right, and we can actually explain this pattern in a couple of different ways to make it super clear. So, for all you cosmic engineers out there, think of reality as a dual-channel system. A stable field, Shamayim, is only created when your signal channel and your receiver channel are perfectly synchronized using the ET protocol. And for all you creation questers, the gamers, to unlock the Heavenly Harmony power-up, you have to match your voice hero, who is pure energy, with your speech hero, who provides form and structure, and you fuse them together using the connector key.
And this pattern, this blueprint of pairing, it goes all the way down. It is literally the fundamental architecture of everything. It even forms the very structure of the Tree of Life, the 10 Sephirot. The entire system is built on these interacting pairs, these zugot. You have wisdom and understanding. You have mercy and judgment. You have the groom and the bride. All of creation from top to bottom is a fractal expression of this fundamental dance between the voice and its mate.
All right, so we've journeyed to the very beginning of creation, we've looked at the code, but the whole point of all of this is to bring this incredible wisdom back home, into our own lives. This is not just mystical theory. This cosmic blueprint is an incredibly powerful tool for understanding and actually creating harmony in our own world, right here and right now. It's about recognizing these two fundamental forces that are at play in literally everything we do.
And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question for you to take away from our session today. Just look at your own world, your work, your projects, your relationships, your goals. Where in your life do you have a voice, a pure potential, a brilliant idea, a flash of inspiration? And where does it need its mate? The structure, the business plan, the actual concrete steps to make it happen. Maybe you have an amazing idea for a novel, but you don't have an outline. That space right there, between the idea and its form, that's where the Ed Connector is needed. To create your own Shamayim, your own personal field of harmony, you have to consciously unite that voice with its mate.
Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We really hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week.
And if you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey really touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.